but I have chickens and I do eat eggs. I don't know.
Don't really wear leather, or
I don't think
wear
I
leather?
do. These are not real leather.
In the next room, somebody was kicking a dog. Would you stay in the room and be quiet and just think, I don't want to jump in? What would you do in that situation?
Yeah.
I want to ask you one question to begin with.
Okay.
What do you think a vegan is?
Someone who doesn't contribute to sort of that. What you've seen in that video, doesn't eat meat, doesn't have any products of an animal. And also I think there's obviously an ethics side to it.
Yes.
Using sustainable stuff, not using stuff that tests on animals as well.
That's right, animal testing.
Yeah.
So like, and also like fashion, like wearing animal skins.
Yeah.
Things like that. Why do you think vegans do that?
Because of the treatment of animals, and I don't know.
What do you think the attribute that the vegan has, like why they choose to make that decision?
Because they don't want to contribute to that and have companies make profit off of the way they are behaving.
Animals and things,
Yeah.
right? It's because they show animals kindness,
Yeah.
benevolence, love. They feel that animals have moral worth and that their life to the animal is just as important to them as your life and my life is
Yeah.
to us. Does any of that morally agree with yourself? Would you agree morally with any
Yes.
of that?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you vegan?
No, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat dairy, but I have chickens and I do eat eggs.
So you're a vegetarian, you don't have dairy. So only animal products you have is
Eggs.
eggs.
Yeah.
No fish,
No.
no butter,
No.
milk,
No.
no dairy, no products. So no other animals like no pigs, no chickens.
No.
Just eggs.
Yeah.
Why eggs?
I think it's just because I do have chickens and we have them. But now seeing that, I don't know if I would.
We have rescue hens as
Yeah.
well at home. What I'd urge you, have you ever given your eggs back to your hens?
Yes.
They love them, right?
Yes.
Do you just crack them on the floor in front of them?
We usually let them do it because they tend to
sort of-
get into
they
them.
get into themselves. Because do you know why they do it?
Is it because of the nutrients that's in them?
So desperate for them nutrients
Yeah.
back. So a chicken originally, right? So like a chicken in the wild, before they were sort of like selectively bred,
Yeah.
would have only had 12 eggs, maybe 15 eggs a whole year.
Yeah.
Do you know how many they lay on average now a year?
No?
Over 300.
Wow.
And they're only their tiny little bodies, right? And
Yeah.
they're just pumping out calcium and nutrients all day long to produce these eggs.
Yeah.
And then humans come along and we steal the eggs. Even though I'm sure you look after your chickens and you love your chickens
Yeah.
and they're at home and you care for them as much as you
Yeah.
can. By removing their eggs and viewing their egg as a product, it's still a form of exploitation
Yeah.
in their eyes. And they're so desperate for them nutrients back that they're cracking their own eggs to get into them because they
Yeah.
know they need them. What I urge you to do, we do with our hens, is just take your eggs, throw them on the floor,
Yeah.
and then the hens will just jump all over them, and they're just really,
Yeah.
they're so like desperate for them nutrients back. You'll see it.
Yeah.
right? What is it about the eggs that you feel like you needed to eat?
I don't know. I think when you put it like that, I don't know.
I really appreciate it. 'Cause
No.
It's not difficult, is
No.
it? It's like
I don't
it's
know.
like one thing, like
Yeah.
an egg. Like there's no special nutrient in an
No.
egg, and even if there was, we'd get it from a
Somewhere,
plant
yeah.
anyway. Like we
Yeah.
don't need to exploit animals. So that's kind of eggs tied up for you, right?
Yeah.
So vegetarian now could jump to vegan.
Yeah.
Would you agree, or would you?
I definitely would. One of my work friends, she's vegan.
Okay.
So most of the stuff she cooks, I'll eat.
Well, of
So-
course,
but yeah.
you only have eggs, right?
Yeah.
So it's all got to be vegan anyway. What about your ethics on things like leather, wool, silk, or animal testing?
Animal testing especially, I try and be very careful of. I do check things to make sure they're not animal tested. That's definitely a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't really wear leather. I don't know.
Don't really wear leather, or
I don't think
wear
I
leather?
do.
You're
I'm
not
trying
sure?
to think now.
You're not sure what you have at
No,
home?
these are not real leather. These are fake leather. So's it's not leather at all, my jacket.
Yeah.
But I don't think, especially not bought in the past sort of 5 years, there hasn't been anything that's been leather.
A really cool app to use is an app called Cruelty Cutter on your phone. It's like a picture of a paw print.
Yeah.
It's got a barcode scanner on it. So if
Yeah.
you go in a supermarket, you can just scan products.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll tell you if it's been tested on animals as well. So that's a really good app that we use a lot of the time.
Cool.
So yeah, other than that, like your ethics, your morals, and now your actions are pretty
Yeah.
much, you're in line with veganism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure? Yeah.
I was like, wool. I was like, no, I don't think I have anything that's wool.
No. Do you know why vegans are against wool?
No.
Because like wool is like, it seems like an innocent byproduct, right?
Yeah.
Because sheep need to be sheared, otherwise
Yeah.
they can get fly strike and issues like that. The reason being is sheep are selectively bred to produce large amounts of wool.
Yeah.
And then when that wool declines, they get sent off to be murdered and then
Yeah.
replaced with the next ones. So although it appears to be an innocent byproduct, it's also caked with the exploitation and inevitable murder at the end of it,
Yeah.
because they're no longer of use.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not an innocent product. Same
Yeah.
as eggs and same as milk.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
So I think you pretty much now have flipped to being a vegan. Would I be right in presuming that? Or?
I don't eat eggs a lot anyway, and I
So it's
just
gonna be an
be more
easy
careful.
change.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard at all.
And do you know what? Like, and I'm not saying this to make
Yeah.
you feel bad, but this is just the truth.
Yeah.
Sit with your chickens at home and just sit with them and just know that like you're going to be doing the best for them.
Yeah.
Rather than exploiting them. Like, it's a nice they're at home
Yeah.
and you're caring for them, but by removing their eggs, it's still a form of
Yeah.
exploitation.
Yeah.
Just sit with them and just know that you're doing everything you can for them.
Yeah.
And you don't need eggs.
Yeah. I don't tend to eat them a lot anyway.
Yeah.
So
So it's an easy cut
Yeah.
out. Now, so you flipped now, vegetarian, vegan, ethics and morals. Seems
Yeah.
like you agree with me.
yeah.
What about being a voice for the animals?
How do you mean?
So I believe that when you're a vegan, you also are obliged to be a voice for the animals,
Yeah.
because we see the oppression.
Yeah.
I'll give you an analogy, right? Imagine if you were in a house
Yeah.
and you're in one room and in the next room somebody was kicking a dog. Would you stay in the room and be quiet and just think, I don't
No.
want to jump in? What would you do in that
I'd
situation?
definitely say something. I'd step in
And why
I
would
think
you
I-
step in?
because it's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, being a vegan, we see that exploitation.
Yeah.
We know that exploitation is happening. We know that animals are being exploited and murdered for people's taste pleasure, convenience, to make money.
Yeah.
We see that. The same as we'd hear and see that dog in the room.
Yeah.
We have the same obligation. And you didn't even hesitate. I'll be in that
Yeah.
room and I'll be stopping that
Yeah.
injustice. It's exactly why we need to be a
Yeah.
voice for the animals. Being an activist, you can be an activist on social media. You can just create a social media account. You can do posts, about animals exploitations and what we can do to avoid it.
Yeah.
You can come out and join like We the Free or other groups, or go out and do your own activism.
Yeah.
And it's just really important that we're not just quiet over that injustice, and that
Yeah.
we're a voice for the animals. They need us.
Yeah.
We have a voice that we can use to help them.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Definitely. Yeah.
Amazing.
Definitely
It's been
agree.
really nice to talk to you. Let me give you this card, okay? And there's a really cool website, freemovies.wtf. Another thing I will say is that as vegans, we are obliged to not only speak up, but we're obliged to not look away.
Yeah.
Because it can be really easy to become sort of like wishy-washy with it and sit back and think, I'm not part of the problem, like
Yeah.
I'm not contributing towards it myself. And we fall into this trap of I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to make it awkward for anybody. And I find the more that you watch footage, the more that you see the exploitation and you see the animals, it just keeps you fired up to be like, you know what, I'm not going to miss a conversation. I'm
Yeah.
not going to miss the next point. So have a look at them documentaries. Check out We the Free in Bournemouth or wherever you are.
Yeah.
There's outreach events. Join them, go along and be a voice for these animals. They really need you. They need every one of us.
Yeah.
It's so important for them.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
Amazing.
No.
Nice to meet you.
And you.
Have a really nice Christmas.
you.
All right.